Hey guys, SeanB. Today I'm a little bit late with the balance patch because I was getting a haircut and then a thunderstorm happened, heavy rain, and I couldn't go home. So I decided to sit down and chillax with the barber. So I'm kind of late. But anyway, let's jump right into it. We're starting off with a Sky Surfer Wind Nerf. Not bad. That's a good start. Yeah, that's a good start. So one extra cooldown for skill 3, which means he cannot go skill 3 into skill 2 into skill 3 again. He need to violent proc in between to get that done, which might happen eventually, but still that's a nerf. And also they decrease the damage increasing effect in his skill 3 by half, which is also good. I think they should get rid of it, to be honest, because he's already doing way too much damage and he's really good with the speed leader already. He doesn't need to have this bonus damage thing at all. But hey, a nerf is a nerf, and I'm glad the unit is still going to be strong and not ridiculous, and I didn't nerf him to the ground to the point where he's not usable. Next, we have Nana nerf, which is really cool as well. They're nerfing two of the strongest unit in RTA, Nana being one of the strongest unit in the game right now. Very relevant in all part of the game, which is really insane. So now the ally is revived with 25% HP. Way lesser, way easier to kill, and way too perfect for Ragdoll Leo Gamer. If Nana revive Leo Ragdoll at this HP range, they're ready to go with ignore defense skill to give Nana an extra stack. Is this a Nana buff to the Ragdoll Leo Gamer? Is this what I'm seeing here come to us? Oh my god. This might be some cool team for guild content as well. You can bait enemy to kill the Leo and then you come back with no defense. I think it's kind of cool. So this is a big nerf to Nana user who doesn't rely on Leo and Ragdoll. And to Leo Ragdoll user, it is a nerf, but it's not too bad. No LD Nan 5 nerf so far. I do think some unit like Gianna, Ragdoll, Kitinda, Sheng, there's some very good LD Nat 5 that need to be addressed, but at least they're doing something about the RTA meta, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next upcoming weeks. Next, we have the Weapon Master buff. Ooh, I mentioned this in my video. The RGB Weapon Master has some new buff here to them. The water and the wind one gets skill change, which is kind of crazy. For the Fire Weapon Master, you'll gain attack power whether allies or enemy dies, which is great. Not bad. I don't think it's gonna change him too much, but that is a welcoming change. The Water Weapon Master has a skill change. It's gonna be a different unit from now on. Attack all enemies and stun for 1 turn if there are 4 or more enemies. AoE stun. Strong. The damage increase the higher the enemy current HP is. Attack the selected target 6 times if there are 3 or fewer enemies. Oh, so in guild content, he's gonna do single target damage and potentially ignore defense. Wow. So in RTA, you stop the fight with an AoE stun, but then when you kill something, becomes a strong single target hit. Very interesting. I wonder what is the threshold for ignore defense. We need to try it out. The Wind Weapon Master also get a skill change. His additional damage will now scale with his attack power. 300% of his attack power too. That is pretty interesting. Or instead of scaling with max HP, it will now absorb enemy attack bar. Oh, I think the wind one is actually not bad. This can be interesting. If he does a lot of damage, he's going to be very relevant in Guild 1 defense or Guild Siege defense. He's not immune to any of the CC unit, so I would say he's not going to be super crazy. Maybe decent into Molong Ragdoll comp. So you're probably going to build him with like speed HP attack. It's going to be like a new Fuki. Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting too. Omiyaji buff. Karma. Increase your attack by 100% after using a skill. It means if the Omiyaji use Karma, they'll get full attack bar. Right? It should be. Increase your attack bar by 100% after using this skill. For the fire one, it means more turn cycling for the skill 3 cooldown. For the wind one, you can get a turn, kinda, and then strip into defense break. So the Wind Omiyaji can actually strip 2 units very quickly with skill 2 and skill 1. That is very cool. The Fire Omiyaji effect change. Instead of increasing harmful effect granted on all enemies by 1 turn, now the harmful effect applied to the selected enemy target are equally granted on all enemies. You put a single target bomb with Ciara, then you now have AoE bomb, which is really, really interesting. Oh, but no longer 2-turn stun though. I want her kind of less now, but I don't have her, so I still want her. Omiyaji Water. The buff that she grant on the allies will now be 2-turn. That is really good, by the way, because she can just have 2-turn immunity out of thin air. Ooh, because everybody start with Will Run somehow, right? And that is really cool. Oh my god. I like this. I like this a lot. All Beast Monk Crushing Blow. Effect change from attack speed increase to remove a beneficial effect from the enemy target. But they lose the speed buff though. I hate it. I hate it so much. Beast Monk is a mediocre to, I would say, weak family. And when they get a nice little buff, they have to suffer from losing the speed buff, which will make up for their lack of speed, which is really good for defense as well. Why can't they just strip, man? And the best thing about his buff is for the light Beast Monk, because he can defense break skill 1 and now he can strip into defense break, which is really, really cool. But then for unit like Dark Beast Monk, the one that I have, he can strip AoE skill 3 and then block the enemy buff, which means enemy will not likely have any buff at all. So the strip is kind of meaningless, and now he loses the speed buff that I enjoy. It's actually kind of a nerf to my Dark Beast Monk. What the fuck? Oh my god. What is going on here? This will not give them any more stat. This will not change the leader skill, no awakening. Oh my god, dude. They need the leader skill so much, man. Like the Dark Beast Monk has attack lead for dungeon. Like, come on, dude. I don't like this one. Okay? I don't like it. Beast Rider Fire. Skill change. This one is a little bit weird too, because she loses her attack bar increasing effect bonus thingy. She now gains immunity for 1 turn and decrease the effect of attack bar decreasing skill received from the enemy by 50% when you attack on your turn. So whenever she attacks, she gains 1 turn immunity, which is good, not bad, but she loses the passive that worked really well with Vert and Ragdoll. So is this a nerf to the Ragdoll user who has been enjoying the Fire Beast Rider with the bonus attack bar increasing thing? Also, your attack speed increased by 15% whenever an ally attack bar decreased due to enemy skill. She's not really that good with Vert and Ragdoll anymore. She's now good against enemy team that use attack bar decreasing skill, which is quite a popular thing like Changpeng or Mora or the Oliver. And I think she can fully stack pretty much immediately when enemy use unit like Changpeng, because it decreases enemy attack bar multiple times and AoE attack as well. So when you bring in the Fire Beast Rider, she can fully stack her passive immediately, which is cool. But is that really a buff? We gotta see to find out if she's gonna be the new counter pick to Oliver and Changpeng and more in the future. It might be good, but it's a little bit weird. It kind of takes away an entire use case of the unit and trying to bring her into a new spot in the meta. Demon Water. Glancing hit does not occur when you attack and is a passive, which means his skill 1 or skill 2 will not glance anymore, which is really, really cool. He can one-shot Diana, which is really, really cool. I might want to max his skill. Chimera Dark got a huge buff. Remove beneficial effect from the enemy target if you get a critical hit. Triple hit skill 1. How fast will no longer counter Chimera Dark, which is really annoying for all the How Fast user who has been destroying all the Dark Chimera with How Fast. Interesting. Chimera Fire. Collapse will now provoke all enemy for 1 turn, excluding the enemy target attack on your turn. But if he used Collapse on somebody, it will strip and then provoke for 2 turns, right? This is crazy. If the Fire Chimera Revenge with Collapse, it will provoke everybody. Oh my god, this is one of the most devastating revenge hit of all time. I think Chimera Fire might be kind of crazy. This is a really good buff for Chimera Fire. Desert Queen Fire will have cooldown reduction for skill 3. The skill already has a very low cooldown. With this, it will even have less cooldown. She will be using it all the time, which is pretty good actually. Desert Queen Light get a cooldown reduction too. but I think she needs a little bit more, maybe a speed awakening. Polar Queen Water will now freeze better, but nobody really care about her freezing effect. It's more about her damage, so I think the buff is kind of eh. Phoenix Wind get an AoE stun. It's kind of strange because the Wind Phoenix is more about destroying the entire enemy team in one turn with the cleave damage, but now it can stun for one turn. It's kind of interesting. Doesn't really help it in dungeon, and nobody used the Wind Phoenix in PvP as well because of how swishy the unit is. It's more of a glass cannon, but now it has AoE stun. Maybe it's worth exploring because the skill 1 can stun really well as well. Pioneer Wind. Lightning or Cycle cannot be revived if enemy target die from the first attack. Ooh! So you can use the Pioneer Wind skill on Nana. Destroy Nana entirely and pop the other unit on arena defense. That's pretty good. That's a nice little buff right there. More Nana counter. Pioneer Fire. Chiwu. A very good unit. Get a buff. Classic Comtour's action right there. Instead of decreasing attack bar, it is now absorbing attack bar, allowing the Fire Pioneer to turn cycle way better. Anubis Dark, changing skill 3 from 1 hit to 2 hit. It's gonna be good against Triana and on other unit like, for example, Garo, who can avoid one-shot damage really well. Reset the cooldown skill 3 if an ally dies while the skill's on cooldown. Change to ally or enemy dies when the skill's on cooldown, which is cool. I think he's still gonna be the same unit. It's not really that crazy. He's still gonna have the same problem, which is that he has the kill set that belongs to a 4-star unit. Doesn't feel very unique to be a 5-star unit. Dark Sea Emperor. The main complaint is that he doesn't kill the enemy. So now Dark Sea Emperor can inflict continuous damage on one turn on all enemies, which is really cool. Now he can kill the enemy with the dots. Ryu Dark PPK combo. From effect change from decreasing the enemy attack bar to remove beneficial effect from the enemy target. Oh, wait, that is pretty cool. He can strip too, just like the Fire Ken, the Fire what is that thing name? I can't remember. Bernadotte. That thing can strip single target, and now the Dark Ryu can strip single target too, which is pretty good. Undying buff. Mind Shock can put Oblivion for 2 turns. Finally, it can reduce cooldown, increase cooldown of the enemy, and Oblivion. It's gonna be pretty good against a unit like Nana. You can Oblivion and take away the defense break at the same time, which is really good. Or Triana, you take away her passive that saved the ally target and take away her immunity. Sylphid Water Strong Girls can stun with a 50% chance. That skill is a cooldown reset skill as well. And now you have a stun on top of it. The light Sylphid is enjoying some nice little buff right there. Sylphid Fire will now decrease more attack bar with her skill. I'd rather buff something with the dying part and not the attack bar part, because nobody uses her for the attack bar part. Sylphid Water can now unconditionally decrease the skill cooldown of an ally target if she used the Healing Breeze. Okay, Sylphid Wind will now have a thicker shield, which is really cool. Sylphid Light can now grant immunity to all allies with full HP after recovering HP, which makes perfect sense. Why not have that at the start? Rune Blacksmith Fire can now boost the attack, defense, and speed buff 10% more. The water one will now increase the accuracy 10% more. The Dark and Water Blacksmith will now have, I think, 100% chance to defense break with skill 2. That makes the Dark Rune Blacksmith really good, by the way. And now we'll make it 3 turns if you land the Great. For Fire Wind Light, you have 3 turns buff if you land the Great. For the Light one, you will reduce skill cooldown of all allies by 1 turn. But these are all RNG effect. You can't really count on that, so I don't really enjoy using that because you have to worry about, like, do I get the 30% grade or not? It's not cool. Kung Fu Girl though. Fire Dragon attack can now stun for 1 turn. I think the Fire Dragon attack can prolong debuff as well, which is pretty interesting. I'm gonna see that and I'm gonna have some fun with that. Water Dragon attack can decrease defense, make her much better in R5 and Rift Beast. She can now provide 2 defense breaking skill and damage according to debuff. The light one can strip and absorb attack power skill 3. That's pretty cool. And all their skill 2 can proc their skill 3 now. So I wonder, what if they skill 2, proc skill 1, proc skill 3? Can that happen? I don't know. We gotta test to see if it happened. That's gonna be very fun to see. Phoenix Water Wind will now have stat adjusted to buff monster. Increase HP of Wind and Water Phoenix. I wonder if it's gonna be good. Wind Pioneer will now increase attack power. That makes sense. Thank you. Fairy King Light get a crit rate awakening. That's a huge buff to Fairy King Light. Because why does he need resistance? Pretty solid patch, I would say. Not bad, not bad. And that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.